Okay, good morning. I think we can start. It's already 10:35 at my watch, and 10, I think 10:30 on the screen here, on my computer screen. Is that okay? We can start. You
Yes,
can
sir.
take attendance letter. Yeah, you haven't done so. You can take your attendance after the class. Yeah, I give you 1 hour lecture, so by 11:30, I will put up the screen again for our attendance. You can take your attendance by then. Yeah. So now I want to go to my ELIP page here. Yeah. I go to our course 3163 MECA, and before I proceed with my lecture today, I will cover Laplace transforms today. But before that, maybe we can have a quick revision on what we have covered last Tuesday with regard to mathematical modeling. Very quick one, then we can start our proper lecture on transfer functions. Yeah, sorry, on Laplace transform. Next week will be transfer functions. Just quickly on mathematical modeling. Yeah. So just to remind yourself what we have covered last week. Thank you for those of you who have uploaded the YouTube, the lecture for the past 3 lectures. They have uploaded in YouTube. I tried to do that, but I always forgetful. So only by the end of the lecture, then I realized that I haven't recorded it. So thank you very much for recording it, so that your friends who probably miss out on a lecture can watch it during your own free time in YouTube. Yeah? So let me talk or revise with you quickly what actually means with mathematical modeling. We are talking about mathematical modeling last Tuesday before the yesterday before the Petronas Tariq CEO talking about the challenges in engineering professions due to COVID-19 pandemics, as well as if you listen carefully to his talk, he also did mention about the trend of engineering, the future of engineering professions in the next, perhaps in the next 3, 5 years or 20 years, yeah, in this 21st century. And one thing that actually I noted from his talk is actually the applications of artificial intelligence, yeah, which actually in line with what we learn in control, yeah, control engineering. I apologize. Can I answer this call first? Hello. Hello. Oh, okay. Just just actually, Dr. Martin tried and really intend to do. Then today is time to yeah, that's in January. But I think I want to yeah. Because today together with the assessment and believe the question that correct. Kenapa pelajaran pelajaran daripada YouTube? Yes. So far, when you to postpone the project, uh, I think no, I think we still postpone it. Oh, yeah. My class, I read my class. Okay, no problem. Hello. Yeah, sorry about that. Dr. Noor Zamin just called me up. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, go back to my talk just now. Yeah. So the CEO did mention about artificial intelligence. Yeah, and I did mention that artificial intelligence is very is in line with our control course, control engineering. And in order to do artificial intelligence, if you look into the definitions of artificial intelligence, actually it's involved a lot of modeling. Yeah, so you have a big data and you have a model, mathematical model, which can use this data to predict what will happen next based on previous experience or history. Yeah, so the data represent history in this case, and then it can help us to predict the trend in the future. So when we learn about mathematical modeling in control engineering, yeah, as what we're doing now, yeah, we actually train ourselves to be familiar with the field of artificial intelligence. Yeah? And then the other point that the CEO mentioned in his talk is actually with regards to programming. Yeah? So by knowing the mathematical equations or the processes in the industry, yeah, you can come up with a model with whatever assumptions that you have in hand. Yeah, may it's simple or complex. Yeah, um, and this mathematical model you can actually program it. Yeah, so he did say in his talk that you need to master one or two programming language. Yeah, so in this control system, yeah, you can use program like MATLAB, for example, C++, for example, to actually to simulate the mathematical model that we are going to uh, produce or formulate from the processes, yeah, from the understanding of first law of thermodynamics, law of energy, continuity equations, for example, the mass, conservation of mass, etc. So we come up with a mathematical model as we can learn in this particular lecture. Yeah. So we did mention here, yeah, and the equations involve ODE and PDE, for example, yeah, and very complex, but because of that, because we know it's quite complex, we apply the systematic approach in developing that medical models as mentioned here. Step 1, 2, 3, yeah, starting from what is the objective, for example, and the schematic diagram of the process or flow chart, if you like, yeah, and what are the assumptions, for example, yeah, and what are the variables that you need to know, yeah. You remember equation y equal to mx plus c, for example, it's a linear equation, but we have y equal to mx squared plus x plus c is a no longer linear, yeah, etc. Then you even have y equal to mx cubed plus so forth, exponent, as well as an exponential graph in terms of log or ln, for example, yeah, and that is being produced from the conservation of equations, equilibrium, and how many degree of freedom of analysis based on the variables we have. And then your job is actually you want to simplify the model. Yeah, you want to linearize it. If it's non-linear, become linearized, for example. Yeah, and we need to know what are the disturbance, etc. Yeah. So we have look into that, and also the modeling approaches as outlined here, and example of conservation of laws, conservation laws in mass, in energy, etc. Yeah, and we normally solve it in with equations of momentum. For example, we solve it in the directions x, y, z, or the unit vector I, j, k. Yeah, conservation of energy examples. Yeah, you have learned in thermodynamics. Yeah, and further explanations on the uses of mathematical modeling. Yeah, to input the understanding of the process, for example, to optimize the process. Yeah, optimize when you do a differentiations dy dx. Yeah, you actually try to find the minimum or the maximum. Yeah, that process finding the minimum and maximum actually considered as the optimization process. Yeah, and then you move to the design or control strategy for the process, and then of course you need a technicians or operator to look into the computer GUI, yeah? Graphic user interface, for example, yeah, so that they can monitor the temperature, the pressure, etc. from the computer. Yeah, so you need to train them And also, like you also, when you do your simulations in CFD, for example, yeah, you know how to include your boundary conditions, etc. Yeah. But at the same time, also perhaps if you know how to explain the simulation result based on the theory, based on equations, it will be more convincing. Yeah. So you can discuss the results as well as compare your result with others. Yeah. So that's is basically the engineering process. Yeah. Be able to produce the result, discuss the result, and compare your results with others. Yeah. Yeah. So we look into the examples of the blending process to develop our simple mathematical model for this blending process. We've done that. Yeah. So you have all these equations here. Yeah. And many approach, many model we develop, model 1, model 2, model 3. Yeah. Based on the 4 assumptions that we had last time. Yeah. Conditions 1, conditions 2, combination of conditions 1 and conditions 2. And finally, the fourth one, we change the physical conditions of the process. We change the tank size, for example. Yeah. So that's all together. Some of the examples, how to quantify it, etc. Yeah. And then you also learn about degree of freedom analysis. So it means degree of freedom analysis. Yeah. We have 4 variables, 3 parameters, and 1 equation. That means the degree of freedom is 3. Yeah. And we skip this one, biological reactions, because it's more suitable for chemical engineering. Yeah. So that's what we have discussed last week with regards, last Tuesday, last lecture on mathematical modeling. Yeah. So we choose chemical processes for our mathematical modeling. In this case, steering liquid inside a tank, yeah, with the additions of heat or variables, temperature variables. Yeah. Any questions before we move to our proper lecture on further on the mathematical equations? But here we look into Laplace transform. Any question?
Question.
Did I talk too fast or okay for you all?
Yeah, it's okay.
Just nice. Yeah, okay. So you get the point that I try to give to you, and how that relates to the CEO talk last Tuesday. Yeah. Any idea? Okay. Nothing that you want to ask before we move to the next one? You see the mathematical modeling, right? The slide on mathematical modeling.
Yes, you can see it.
Okay. Now I move back to here. So we move to Laplace transform. Yeah. So I will cover this in about 40 minutes or 45 minutes. Yeah. Okay, you can see that Laplace transform, typically Laplace transform.
Yes, Paul.
You can see the slide.
Yes, I see it.
Yes, Laplace transform. Okay, we look into we have discussed on mathematical modeling. Yeah, so from the process we come up with the mathematical equation of the process. Yeah, which involve maybe the first law of thermodynamics, for example, or energy equations which involve heat or temperature. Yeah, or with regards to flow, we look into the continuity equations, for example, so, conservations of mass. Yeah, and in other processes, as you remember, yeah, in fluid mechanics, you also learn probably about momentum, things like that. Yeah? Force, yeah, when you're talking about Newton's first law, second law, third law, for example. Yeah. So basically, what we have learned, or what you have learned in your first and second year, yeah, basically to develop the equations for engineering processes, physical engineering processes, yeah, by understanding the equations or the fundamental knowledge to develop equations based on this Newton's law, energy equations, etc. Yeah. So now we have these equations, and then we want to apply these equations into our control systems. Yeah. As it is, we cannot actually apply these equations directly to our control systems. Yeah. There must be a way to transform these mathematical equations into another mathematical equations that can be recognized by the computer. Yeah. Or in other words, the computer language. Yeah. So if you're talking about software like MATLAB or C++, or maybe during my time we use Fortran. Fortran stands for formula translations. Yeah, Fortran, formula translations. Yeah, but now I think seldom engineering students using Fortran, although still very powerful. Yeah, most of engineering students now actually use MATLAB. Yeah, for simple reasons. Actually, MATLAB and Fortran, the way they work, the principle of their working is quite similar. Yeah, they come up with the equations and then convert these equations series or a set of equations into matrix. Yeah, and then from the matrix we have the input and output. Yeah, and that can be recognized by the computer. Yeah, so in fact, if you read a lot with regards to computer language, yeah, people like the developer of computer language like Mathematica, for example. I think I did mention to you in our class in engineering, economy, and finance last year. Yeah, they believe that in the next 5 years, probably students, especially engineering students and computer science students, probably do not need to understand the physical process and develop the numerical equations for those processes, but instead learning about the computer language. Yeah, where for any physical process they already have a computer language for that process, and basically they only need to program that computer language into something that the computer can understand, and that relate to the control system. Yeah. So when the Petronas Tarigalit CEO talking about artificial intelligence in his talk a few days ago, yeah, on Wednesday, he's actually talking about this so-called artificial intelligence, yeah, where the computer basically having their own language. So you need to learn the computer language, yeah, and do the programming, and you don't have to learn about the physical processes anymore. Yeah. So there's a possibility in the future. In the future, things like that will happen. Yeah. But I think it's a good idea if you as an engineering student and also having the skill to be a computer scientist. Yeah. If you also know the physical processes, the equations behind the physical processes, probably you can understand what is the computer language is trying to do in the programming. Then by doing that, you are more alert on what is actually happening behind that simulations. Yeah, just like similar to the CLB just now. Yeah, not just only key in the boundary conditions, data in, data in, and produce data out, for example, and come out with the simulations. Yeah, beautiful simulations, but you can also discuss it and compare your work with others. So if you know the equations or the theory behind the simulation, probably you will have good discussions of your results, and you will not make too much error when you compare your work with others worker for similar problems. Yeah? So actually to do that, actually you need to come up with another understanding in mathematics. That is called the Laplace transform. How to convert the mathematical equations that will be ready for the computer to use. Yeah. And Laplace transform is actually not something that is not new to your study. Yeah. You have learned Laplace transform, I believe, in your Maths 3 or Maths 4, or probably Maths 2. I cannot remember. Yeah. Laplace transform. Yeah. which is actually a standard notation in dynamics and control, a shorthand notation. So the computer will not look at the long equations that we have discussed last week. Yeah? They will not look into the long mathematical equations that we have developed for the processes that we have seen last week. Yeah? Even probably some of you noticed that last week, for example, when I start to read the equation, you feel lost. Yeah. So now I'm telling you that the computer also feel lost. They want to have their own language to interpret this equation. So they will apply what's called the Laplace transform. So they transform that mathematical equations, yeah, using Laplace transform into another set of equations that can be easily read by the computer. In other words, to make the programming much simpler. Yeah. So it's true then that if you know the computer language well, then you don't have to know the equations. So it's true then. Yeah. You just master the computer language. Yeah. Then you come up with your own computer equations. Then you can come up with a program. Yeah. So I just re-emphasize Laplace transform basically converting the mathematical equations into algebraic operations. So in other words, now we convert the mathematical equations into algebra, yeah, algebraic operations. Again, you have learned this in your Maths 2 and 3. Yeah, and by only looking at the block diagram analysis, you can come up with a program. Yeah, so that's the idea. Yeah, so that is what the computer scientists are doing. Yeah, and normally in engineering activity, those programmers are being well paid compared with the engineers who actually come up with the process. Yeah? I remember when I worked with Pranican, modify their burner management systems 5 or 6 years back. Yeah? We engineer working to actually to pipe the landfill gas from the landfill to the incinerator. Yeah? So we can burn the landfill gas, which is methane, into the incinerator, which is basically a burner. Yeah. So by doing that, we reduce the amount of diesel oil that they need to burn inside the incinerator to burn the waste, yeah, clinical waste, industrial waste inside the incinerator. Yeah? Because a landfill gas, which is methane, is also combustible. Yeah? So we work very hard under the sun, but the programmer who do the adjustment to the burner management system, yeah. In this case, they apply PLC, Programmable Logic Controller, PLC. He did the work for 3 weeks. We paid him 250,000 for 3 weeks, and his only asset is some tools, measurement tools, yeah. And other than that, his other assets actually his brain. So he sit in the room for 3 weeks, hardly going out from the room. And after 3 weeks, he come out with a new program for the burner management systems. Yeah, and he only analyzed the block diagram. Yeah, program analysis, the block diagram for the processes in the plant, in the incinerator plant. Yeah. I don't think he bothered to look into the mathematical equations, yeah, but actually he looked at mathematical equations in the form of algebraic operations. Yeah, and he paid 250,000 for a 3 weeks job, and we as an engineer, mechanical engineer, doing the piping, doing the digging, and put back the soil on the pipe to be buried. Some of it is actually 7 meters underneath the ground. We only paid 50,000. So a fifth of his pay, and we did the job for 8 months, and he only did his job for 3 weeks. Yeah, so that is the difference between those having the programming power or knowledge, yeah, and who are more ready for artificial intelligence. Yeah, and that's the value of that kind of skill in this case. Yeah, require not just engineering but also critical thinking skill on the engineering knowledge to apply it in programming. And of course, engineer can also do that actually, yeah, but you need to know some what it means with optimizations, artificial intelligence, and also you need to know about programming. Yeah. So in other words, whatever the CEO of Petronas Tregali said in his lecture last Wednesday, very true. Yeah. Any questions? Any questions on Laplace transform?
No question.
Okay, good. Everyone clear on what I tried to say or share with you? Okay, if none, then we look into what is actually Laplace transform. Yeah. Remember your mathematics 2 or maybe mathematics 3 when you learn about Laplace transform, you come up with a letter L, which is representing Laplace transformation. So L in the bracket of functions f as a terms of t, yeah, and that normally followed with the integrations, yeah, or differentiation. Yeah. For example, if you have equations Laplace transformations of functions ft equal to the integration from limit 0 to infinity functions ft times e power st, yeah, integrated with respect to time dt. Yeah. Then we have these equations as given there. So we have LA equal to Z form, yeah. And interestingly, you can see there, yeah, LA of this equation, yeah, ending up just A over S, this one here. So A over S. So A is a value, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and S is that symbol for Laplace transform. Yeah. A over S, A over S squared, A over S cubed, or A over S minus 1, etc. Let's go to the next one. 1 over A become 1, for example, but S is maintained, so it becomes S plus B, for example, yeah, etc. Yeah. So we also define that normally F0 equal to 0. Yeah, that's the error. Yeah. So this one example of Laplace transform in the form of integration, and as you learned in your math 2 or 3, and then we also have other Laplace transform in the form of differentiations. Yeah. So this is the second order differential equation, d2f over dt squared. So Laplace transformation of d2f over dt squared equal to L of d phi over dt, where phi is ft. Yeah. And for this type of differentiation, the Laplace transformation, yeah, we're given as S is there, S square fs minus s f naught minus f dash naught. Yeah. And we also have Laplace transform for cos and sine. Yeah. For example, we have a Laplace transform for cos omega t, for example, in the form of s over s square plus w omega square given here. And for sine L sine omega t, will be given as omega or w, w is omega, or lambda is like, over s square plus w square, yeah, and many others. And yeah, so basically in Laplace transformations, yeah, which is summarized in table 3.1, which is this one here, yeah. So we have Laplace transform for functions ft for input impulse, fs is 1, step, unit step, 1 over s, rem with 1 over s square for the functions t for n minus t, the Laplace transform will be n minus 1 over sn, for e minus dt, which is epsilon e minus et is 1 over s plus b, yeah, and 1 over tau e minus t, t over tau will be this type, yeah. So you have different Laplace transform for various time domain functions. Yeah, for various time domain functions, we have for t n minus 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 here, and also here another 10 here, yeah, 10 up to 19. So many for sine, for cos, for sine omega t plus theta, for example, yeah. And another 7 here up to 26, etc. Yeah. So basically, computer language basically know what is the FP that you have, and then we come out with the FS, which is will be recognized by the computer system, by computer program. Yeah? So if you look at the here, yeah, the step here, yeah, the general procedure for solving an ordinary differential equations using Laplace transform. So step one, we have the ordinary differential equations with the initial conditions. We apply the Laplace transform. That's the table 3.1 is now. And in step 2, we apply for the output equal to ns over ds. Yeah. And then step 3, factor ds. We can perform the partial fraction expansions. And then finally, we have the inverse Laplace transform given in table 3.1 just now. So from Laplace transform, if you go back to again to inverse, yeah, we have the solution for yt. Yeah, so on here. So if you look into one example, yeah, example 3.1, solving the ordinary differential equations, ODE for equation this one here, 5 times dy dt plus 4y equal to 2, where the boundary conditions y not equal to 1. Then if you take Laplace transformation, so L is stand for Laplace, take Laplace of both sides of equation 3.26 here, then you have 5 as a constant, take it out, dy dt become sys minus 1, yeah, so dy dt is sys minus 1, plus 4 as a constant, take it out, y become ys, equal to 2 is a constant, and Laplace transform in Laplace become 1 over s, so 2 over s instead. So rearrange, we will obtain ys in the form of 5s plus 2 over s times 5s plus 4. Yeah, that is the Laplace transform. And from this one here, based on table 3.1 just now, we take the inverse Laplace, L minus 1, so the inverse Laplace, inverse Laplace, and you have yt, the small yt equal to the L minus 1 Laplace transform of fs plus 2 over s 5s plus 4, which from table 3.1, you can check, it become yt given by 0.5 plus 0.5t to the power minus 0.8t. Yeah? So this is actually the equation that the computer will recognize. Totally different from the physical equation that you obtained earlier. Yeah? So that we use Laplace transforms to do this. Yeah. So now perhaps relate back. You can relate back what you have learned in mathematics 2 and 3 in your first and second year. I believe in your second year, then you can make some sense on why you need to learn maths at this level. Yeah. And just now I mentioned that those programmers they earn the bulk of the payment in any project. To be honest, I think they deserve it because not many people can master this. Right? Do you agree? So if you can master this, of course you can demand more. And this because this is basically require higher order thinking skill altogether. Agree? So you cannot blame them. So personally, when I'm being paid 50,000 for 8 months work, and those working in the control room in the aircon being paid 250,000 for 3 weeks, initially I complained, but when I think about it, I should not complain, but probably I just need to admire them. Yeah, because they really how do you call it, crush your brain to really understand these equations. Yeah, so you cannot rely on them. But in the future, as the CEO of Petrastically say, when artificial intelligence being applied more widely, yeah, and then graduates need to learn at least 1 or 2 computer language, I think become a norm, and probably the pay between a programmer and an engineer probably can be the difference between the pay probably getting less because now the programmer cannot say that only them can do that, but also engineer also can do the job as well. We can demand a bit of the pay as well. So another examples, this is in third order differential equations, d cubed y over dt cubed, for example, plus 6 d square y over dt square, plus 11 dy dt plus 6y to 4. Yeah. For this one here, if you apply the Laplace transform, LT, and then you use the partial fraction decomposition and take the inverse Laplace transform. Yeah. And this is for response unit step at t bigger than 0. Yeah. So this equation here, the Laplace transform Yeah, nothing the zero initial condition, you will have it in the form of this one here. Yeah, d cube y over dt cube become s cube ys. Yeah, so 6 d2 y over dt square becomes 6 s square ys on 11 dy dt simply become 11s times ys. And so ys is still always there. Ys is stand for the output. That's only look into output when you learn about transfer function. But we do that Tuesday next week, not today. But today we just focus on Laplace. Next week we look into transfer functions. We look in more detail what it means with this ys. Plus 6 pi s equal to 4 the constant the Laplace transform becomes 4 over s. Here, 4 over s. Okay. Um, you can see the Laplace transformation there. So this is the simplest form actually, because to dy dx differentiation, as you can see, as we have probably noted in table 3.1 just now. Yeah. Um, for integrations and differentiation, the Laplace transform is quite straightforward. And also for cos, sine, etc. Yeah, cosine and sine, the trigonometry is quite straightforward. But when we come to ln and log, yeah, they become a bit more complex. Yeah. So as you can see, ys actually the output, the symbol for the output ys. So we rearrange with respect to ys. So ys in the form of s. Yeah. So yeah, that equation is on here just now. If we rearrange ys now become 4 over s cubed plus 6s squared plus 11s plus 6 times s. Yeah. So by doing that, we have learned about mathematics. I think you understand what this means. So s plus 1, s plus 2, s plus 3 come from uh, this equation here. Yeah. So s, in this case, if we rearrange, we can obtain s times s cubed plus 6s squared plus 11s plus 6 equal to this form here. S times s plus 1, s plus 2 plus s 3. I can't remember where you learned this one here. Math. But I think you remember, yeah, we did this in maths. So basically, this one here, s cubed plus 6s squared plus 11s plus 6 is actually the multiplication of s plus 1, s plus 2, and s plus 3. We factorize it. Yeah. And step B, use partial fraction decomposition. We have this form here. 4 over s times s plus 1, s plus 2, s plus 3 equal to alpha 1 over s plus alpha 2 over s plus 1, alpha 3 over s plus 2, alpha 4 over s plus 2. And then we can multiply by s, yeah, and setting s equal to 0, that's given here, s equal to 0, the limit. Then you attempt 4 over 1 times 2 times 3 equal to alpha 1 equal to 2 over 3. Yeah. So for alpha 2 multiplied by s plus 1 and set s equal to minus 1, which is the same picture for alpha 3 and alpha 4, you obtain alpha 2 equal to minus 2, alpha 3 equal to 2, and alpha 4 equal to minus 2 over 3. And from here, you can take the inverse of Laplace transform, table 3.1 now. We're ending up with ys equal to 2 over s minus 2 over s plus 1 plus 2 over s plus 2 minus 2 over 3 over s plus 3. Yeah? The inverse is yt, the small y now, yt equal to y is the function of time t equal to 2 over 3 minus s plus 1 equals t minus t. Yes, so become 2 is t. S plus 2 becomes t of minus 2t, so become 2 t, and s plus 3 to minus 3t minus 2 over 3t t. Yeah? So if you taking times as towards infinity, so yt becomes 2 over 3, and for t equal to 0, you have y 0 equal to 0. And then you can use this method on any order of ordinary differential equations, limited only by factoring of denominator, polynomial, or the characteristic equation. the mass-use modified procedure for repeated roots and imaginary roots. Yeah? So you learn about real and imaginary roots in maths as well. Yeah? So in this case, in short, we can say that the Laplace transforms can be used in process control for one, solutions of differential equations, and that differential equations need to be a linear differential equations. Two, analysis of linear control systems, there is a frequency response. So the question that if it's non-linear, how to analyze? Actually, you also learn in maths. For non-linear, you can linearize it. So that's why we non-linear, we linearize it first, and you can solve it using Laplace transform. And third, predictions of transients response for different inputs. So for example, the equation is not 2 over 3s squared plus 4s plus 1. When you apply the factoring the denominator polynomial, you obtain 3s squared plus 4s plus 1 is equal to 3s plus 1 times s plus 1. Yeah. And that equals to 3 times s plus 1 over 3 s plus 1. So you transform to e 4 minus 3 over 3. So 1 over 3 becomes minus 1 over 3. Okay. 1 becomes minus 1, so e minus 3 is very good. And in this case, since they are all real, it's no oscillation. Yeah? But in this case, another equation of 2 plus s over s2 plus s plus 1 because here we have the imaginary root, the given symbol j. Yeah. So here we can transform, for example, e to the power of minus 0.3 times sine square root 3 over 2 times t. Yeah. The oscillation. Yeah. If you look at table 2.1 by line 17, yeah. Just go to here. Table 2.1 here, Laplace transform for various time domain functions. So row 17 here, which is this one here. So B and omega real, you have the Laplace transform Fs given by this one here. Yeah. Then look at here, we have this solution for that. Yeah. Okay, from e minus pt sine omega t, the Laplace becomes omega over s plus t square plus omega square. So that becomes 2 over s square plus s plus 1 equal to 2 over s plus 0.5 square plus square root 3 over 2 square. And if you simplify further, you obtain this one here. Yeah. e minus pt cos omega t, Laplace becomes s over s plus t square plus omega square. There's the thing for rectangular path input. The path element. So if h is 1, the path input we have this equation here based on the Hopital's theorem. Hopital's theorem. I think I have Hopital's theorem if you learn math. 3, the covered theorem. Yeah? Which I cannot really remember, but I think you can find it in Maths 3. Yeah. So difference of two-step inputs st minus st minus 1, where st1 is the step starting at t equal to h equal to 1, and by Laplace transform that fs equal to 1 over s minus 2 for t minus s over s, which can be generalized to steps of different magnitudes, step of different magnitudes of a1 and a2. Yeah? And one other useful feature of the Laplace transform is that one can analyze the denominator of the transform to determine its dynamic behavior. Example, for ys equal to 1 over s squared plus 3s plus 2, then the denominator can be factored into s plus 2 times s plus 1 by using the partial fraction technique. Ys equal to alpha 1 over s plus 2 plus alpha 2 over s plus 1. And the step response of the process will have exponential terms of t minus 2t and t minus t. Yeah. Here, s plus 2 is become t minus 2t. Yeah. S plus 1 becomes t minus t, which indicates yt approaches 0. And You also know that y is equal to 1 over s squared plus minus s minus 2, which is s squared minus s minus 2 is equal to s plus 1 times s minus 2. Then we know that the system is unstable and has a transient response involving e to the power of 2t and e to minus t. Then e to t is unbounded by large time. Then we shall use the concept later in the analysis of feedback system stability. So what was it? And there are many other applications as well. For example, the final value theorem for y to infinity, for example. Yeah. Get the step response of y s equal to 1 over 2 s plus 1 times a over s, for example. That becomes taking out the s outside, and we have s y s equal to a over 2s plus 1. So for s equal to 0, this term becomes a. Yeah, so now you make some sense why you need to learn Maths 2, Maths 3, Maths 4. And this is applicable to the ex-diploma students. Remember, when you after your diploma, you then ask for your degree. Maths 1 actually covering your Maths 1, Maths 2, Maths 3 in your diploma. So Maths 2, Maths 3, Maths 4 is typically something new. Agree? Yeah? But if you are doing your SPPM, AdMaths, for example, or AdMaths, probably it's okay for you to learn Maths 1, I mean, basically in your hand. So Maths 2, Maths 3, Maths 4, you have a strong foundation. And in control systems, it's here to do a lot of Maths 2, Maths 3. Yeah? And Maths 4 later on, when you're talking about all those historical diagrams, statistics like that. Yeah? And then we also the initial value theorem. Yeah. So when t equals 0 yt, we have the limit of s towards infinity of s ys. Yeah. So for the equation ys, the Laplace is equal to 4s plus 2 over s times s plus 1 s2 plus s3, as we seen earlier. So if y is 0 equal to 0, so by initial value theorem, and then for y equal to infinity equal to 1 over 3 by the final value theorem. So, well, that's all about Laplace transform. So the next actually we are going to look into this y, yeah, for not just one equation, but ys of many equations, and you combine together and you come up with what's called the transfer function in the next chapter. So I stop here. I don't want to jump straight to the next lecture. Otherwise, we crash. Yeah. Any questions? So next week on Tuesday, we look into after Laplace transform, and then we look into the transfer function. Yeah. And then after that, then I will also finalize your assignment that will replace your final exam. Yeah. Normally in the previous years, the final exam questions is more like a concept, based on concept. Yeah. But now you have more time to do the final exam because you're doing an assignment. Probably you can do a bit more calculation on this concept. So I have in mind actually to include what we have learned in theoretical model, development of theoretical model for a process. Yeah, but you understand the control terminology. Yeah, and then finally ending up with the transfer functions. Yeah? After you develop the numerical model, apply the Laplace transform, and finally come up with a transfer function for that process. Yeah. So by doing that, you also need not just need to develop the mathematical equation or numerical model and apply Laplace transform and finally obtain the transfer function, but also you need to come up with the block diagram of the process where you want to obtain the transfer functions. Yeah. So next week we learn about transfer functions. We discuss transfer functions and what is actually transfer function and how that how Laplace transform being used to obtain the transfer function. Yeah, and I will conclude in week 13 the general instrumentation optimization of the control systems. Yeah. Any questions? You can speak out. Use your mic to ask me questions, or you cannot use mic. You can post your questions also using chat. Open the chat. To questions. Any questions?
No question.
No question? So you can see that you can back to mathematics when you learn about control systems, and don't feel overwhelmed. Uh, of course, it's difficult, but I just mentioned when it's difficult, then you when you highly. Yeah. Um, my experience in training can bring up to theory of engineers that is a programmer. A lot of difference between the two. In terms of this, I think riskier to be engineer compared to a programmer in this case. Any questions you want to ask? While you are waiting for your questions, maybe I can put this one up again. You can check your attendance if you need to. If you cannot check your attendance, you can message me your message number, and I can update it when I have time to do so during the week. No question? So actually, we can simplify the numerical equations, yeah, by using the computer language in the future, or even now. Actually, if you know how to use C++, do a simple programming in MATLAB, for example. So in MATLAB, you see a lot of things like Simulink, for example. Yeah? They represent the process. Yeah? Um, that's the trend in the future. Yeah. So try to learn to relook on a MATLAB. Actually, in previous years, when I teach this course, we have another course called process control system. Yeah? Not just instrumentation and control, but now the students are not being offered that course anymore. Process control system. In that course, considers an advanced course for instrumentation and control. An advanced course after instrumentation and control course. Process control system actually doing a lot of simulations of engineering processes, especially in chemical engineering. Yeah. So with that, actually, we are using MATLAB Simulink, but now they don't have that course anymore. Due to the recommendations from ESC when they visited the program a few years back. Yeah, but I can foresee that in the near future they might reintroduce that course again, especially now people realize that we need to integrate with the computer science. Yeah. Okay.